Distinguishing responsibility and awake. Living with responsibility requires that we be awake, that we be immersed in the present moment. Because if we're in the present moment, then we have the ability to respond as opposed to react. Many of us respond to situations in ways that speak to our trauma, that to speak to our trauma that hasn't been worked out. And we're all part of the trauma club. I don't think there's too many of us out there without trauma. And so responsibilities requires us to look at our past trauma and to see if we are, in fact, projecting that onto present situations and relationships, which could add a whole other level of strain, especially in relationships. And so taking responsibility is taking full responsibility for everything in your life, everything from health, which is incredibly important. I would say the foundation of a good life is taking full responsibility for your health. And that's one aspect in society that we've been trained not to, because even doctors are trained not to look at causes. So taking full responsibility for your health is a big one, because without your health, you don't have too much to work with. Taking full responsibility for your reactions and to respond instead of react, and to take responsibility for your communication and to ask when you don't understand, or to reach out when you need clarification. And I think if there's an opposite to responsibility, it would be victimhood, right? Those who act from a victim place, especially if it's habitual, have a tendency to blame. And that is the ultimate opposite of taking responsibility. And so to be responsible is to be committed to the present moment. And if the present moment is love, if love is all there is, then coming from the present moment, then you will come from love. And coming from love is the ultimate taking responsibility for one's life, because then we can actually have a correct response, as opposed to a reaction that is mostly made up of unconscious reactions or unconscious programming, which will have us be slaves to our past, and often slaves to our ego, because our ego is what will have us attached to blaming and attached to our victimhood. So there's a real freedom in letting go of the ego and committing to love and committing to being responsible now.